Welcome to Go Stargazing Live Christmas Shopping Special. We will play our cosmic countdown while you tell all your friends and family about us, get the kids in front of the big telly, share the video, and do all the good stuff. And we are on our way. And a very good evening to you, Go Stargazers, and a special hello to you if you're watching the repeat of this live stream because it's available all the time. So yes, hello to you. And I've noticed actually Go Stargazing, our Facebook group, has put on several thousand new followers in the past couple of weeks. We're up to 131,000, which is a huge amount of Go Stargazers. So if you're new to the show, welcome. And if you have been here before, then you'll know the ropes, but I am just going to go through them. Anyway, so I am Vicky Video. Normally, I have got Cosmo, the telescope sloth, with me, but he lives on my desk all month and he has completely evaporated out of the apartment. So we've got no Cosmo at the minute. Maybe he's off on Saturn. I mean, he does like to go to some far-flung places around the solar system, but he genuinely has actually disappeared. I'm a little bit worried for him. Maybe he's burned up on re-entry. Who knows with Cosmo? So this space show, well, I like to think it's like no other. Normally, we've got a sloth with us. I've got a jazzy hat here, sponsored by First Light Optics, who are coming up soon. And tonight, we have got a light speed lineup of cosmic wonder. We've got Dr. Sarah Crick from Mission Astro with steam kits for the stargazer in your life. More on those in a moment. Grant from First Light Optics is joining us, and he'll be telling us how to avoid the dreaded hobby killer telescopes, and also be here with the best budget bits of kit for you and the stargazers in your life. And Cath Adams will be here too with the best things to see in the Christmas sky. Trust me, the kids will love it. So the show is made for families to watch on the big telly using our snazzy HD streaming software. So fire us up on your 2,489,200,000 nanometer screen. That's 98 inches in old money. So please gather the kids to enjoy this starry-eyed space fest. We have one aim. That's to get you and the kids outside looking up. And we call it Sky Joy. So without further ado, whoosh, it's our theme tune.
It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. Find the best and darkest places to go stargazing. Cool events and cosmic fun. We'll make the sky amazing. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. It's Go Stargazing Live. Make the night sky come alive. With your host, Vicky Video. And maybe, just maybe, a bit of Cosmo.
It's Cosmo, the telescope sloth. Except there's no Cosmo. He's completely disappeared out of our small flat. So no idea where he is. Right then, first things first, we have got an interactive chat room. Please say hello. Let us know where you are watching from. Don't be shy, even if you've never joined a live stream like this. Come and say hello. Just type it in the comments and it should pop up on the screen if I deem it worthy. Tell us what's the best thing you've seen in the sky lately. There's a good little icebreaker to pop into the chat room. We have learned astronomers on standby to answer all of your questions. And even if you are just getting into the world of stargazing, please ask away. We are here to equip you and your family with the utmost basics. So please don't be shy. Let's see who we've got. We have got Philip Valentino. Hiya, Vicky. Cath, she's coming on shortly. We've got a song for her, Cat. Good evening, everybody. And yes, welcome to our live stream. Please let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Follow our Facebook page for cool things to look out for in the night skies. Lovely. Yes, so Ron, hopefully you've not got any problems with your audio. My internet has been flaky lately. I live in a block of flats and we're on copper wire. So no high-speed broadband for me. So I've gone around all the neighbours, all 80 of them, and said, please get off the internet tonight because I'm doing my live stream. It took 3 hours to go knocking on all the doors. Got very sore hand from rapping on all the doors. So please, neighbours, stay off your internet. Vicky is live streaming. So let's see what we've got. Yes, drop in the comments. It will be great to know who's watching. Let us know where you're watching from. Okay, we have got some nice little messages coming up, and then we're really going to go full throttle. And in the interim, I'm going to look down. Maybe he's gone down the back of the couch. I'm going to go and look for him.
Go Stargazing Live
is sponsored by First Light Optics, home of the Sea Star Smart Telescope that everyone can use.
I'm Dr Sarah Crick and I'm a space educator based in Hampshire. We have a brand called Mission Astro where we make lots and lots of cool content for everybody about astronomy.
STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art and maths, and you can bring it all together with the kits from Mission Astro. You'll find astronomy glass kits, mosaic kits and paint kits with loads of online resources and videos to help you perfect your piece and to learn.
I'm very happy with that. It's beautiful.
Mission Astro STEAM kits are the ideal gift for the curious stargazer in your life. Order now at missionastro.org/kits.
Download our free Go Stargazing mobile app
To find out what's that in the sky, where and when to stargaze, and the best telescopes for beginners.
Go Stargazing.
Hey, right, I've just yanked the couch cushions out. Cosmo is not down there. Okay, so we have got our first guest coming up. It's Grant from First Light Optics do you remember, was it Noel Edmonds? He used to do that thing where he clicked his fingers and went to people's front room and they didn't know, allegedly, that they had the camera there. Do it to Grant. Here we come. Hi, Grant.
No, the camera was there.
What did that feature used to be called that Noel Edmonds used to do? It was very intrusive, bordering on spying.
Yeah, I can't remember. That was a while ago now, wasn't it?
It
everybody, thank you, Vicky, for having me back. It's been a little while, but it's good to be back.
Thank you for my jazzy hat sponsorship, Grant, and all the nice things that you've done for Go Stargazing over the past couple of months. It's been fantastic. So it's our Christmas shopping special, and I'm actually warming up now. I think it burns quite a few calories doing this show. So yes, First Light Optics. Tell us what First Light Optics is, Grant.
So I work for First Light Optics. We're an online retailer of astronomy product for amateur astronomers all the way up to sort of professional astronomers. And at this time of year, the main thing we're doing is helping people choose the telescopes for Christmas. So all day, every day at the moment, we're sort of inundated with questions, what telescope should I buy for Christmas? And that's something we can absolutely help you with. But one of the things that I wanted to sort of mention tonight is you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a telescope that is suitable for beginners. And whilst there's lots of very snazzy smart telescopes, which we've talked about before, and lots of snazzy telescopes out there that can cost a lot of money, what I want to stress to people is there's a lot of telescopes that you can buy on a much cheaper budget to get people out there and looking up at the night sky.
Awesome. So one of the big things, and so many people have their hobbies killed by being gifted, shall we say, a substandard telescope that might have been purchased on a bit of a budget from a non-specialized astronomical retailer.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are a specialist astronomy retailer, so we are very conscious about the things that we list on our website, and we, hand on heart, we don't list any telescope we don't think would make a good telescope for beginners. And there's other specialist retailers are available, and we're very lucky in the UK. We've got some very good retailers. But I think it's always worth, if you can, buying from a specialist retailer who can give you the help and advice you need to make the right choice, and to go with somewhere where you are going to get something decent. What we talk about is this idea of hobby killers, and we see this a lot. People that buy telescopes from department stores that just don't live up to the expectations. They promise amazing images on the box and 1,000 times magnifications and all these kind of things. When people go to use them, they have such a horrible experience. It just puts them off the hobby, and it's a real shame, because you don't have to spend more to get a telescope that is going to give you a really good experience and show you things like the rings around Saturn and the weather bands around Jupiter and amazing close-ups of craters on the moon. You don't have to spend a lot to get some great experiences.
So what kind of things would you recommend then, Grant?
So if I can share my screen, I will show you some options that we would recommend. So we have a beginners page on our website, and we have a whole load of information about what you can expect as a beginner. And we've cherry picked some of our favorite beginner telescopes. There's a lot to read there, so it's worth checking out. And I think Go Stargazing will share the link to this page.
Yeah.
But here's what I mean though. At the moment, £53 for a Celestron Cometron first scope. It's a really cute little telescope, small, portable, comes with a nice finder scope. And okay, it's not a huge telescope, it's not got all the bells and whistles, but for £53 it will give you some excellent views as a beginner, and it's a great present for children. And you can see we've divided our beginner page into different price points, but all of these telescopes I would hand on heart feel comfortable selling to somebody as a beginner, as a good place to start your astronomical journey.
Yeah, I love that little dinky one. It's so cute, and I have looked through one like that, and it's the views of the moon are fantastic.
Absolutely, and you will see, as I say, you will see Jupiter and Saturn through all of these beginner telescopes. If it's a visual telescope, then aperture is always king. Aperture is the size of the telescope. That's always going to give you the better views. But practicality will come into this. If you have to carry your telescope outside, then that's going to limit the size you can safely carry around. If you've got very bad light pollution, going for something smaller that you can take in the car somewhere darker is a good option. But we've never had more options for telescopes than we have right now. So if you're not sure, just drop us an email and we'll be really happy to help you. That's what we do, and we love to help beginners get started and make the right choices for their exact needs.
So moving on up then, if we want to look a little bit further into the cosmos, what would we go for?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, as I say, aperture is always king. So once you start getting to something like this 6-inch Ursa Major there, or even the 8-inch, these are very big Dobsonian telescopes, and they will give you some really excellent views of deep sky objects. You'll see dust lanes around Andromeda. You'll see fabulous details in globular clusters and nebulas and planetary nebulas and all sorts of things. The more aperture, it just opens up what you can see visually. But it also depends. Some people may not want the visual experience. Some people might want to take images with their beginner telescope, and we can help advise there. And of course, if your budget will stretch, the most popular telescopes at the market on the market at the moment are smart telescopes. So the ZWO C-Star S50, which we've talked about a lot on this show, is the best-selling Christmas present this year. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on that. And that allows you to take images from your smartphone, as we've talked about before. It helps you find objects, and it gives you live views on your smartphone, which is really easy to use. So if you've ever been intimidated about getting into astrophotography before, because it is a steep learning curve, smart telescopes are definitely the way to go. And we've got a few here on our beginner page, which are really good choices for absolute beginners.
Nice one. Yes, I've got the C-Star, and it's I was never really a particularly competent astronomer. I mean, seriously, and I'm not just saying this, I get very, very lost navigation wise. So navigating the night sky when I can scarcely navigate around my hometown, it was a problem. So the smart scope's brilliant. Just do it all on my phone, and I get to appreciate the wonders of the Orion Nebula, the Horsehead Nebula, amazing pictures of the moon without really having to do all the legwork, which some say is cheating, Grant.
No, absolutely not. It's all about enjoying the night sky, and however you do that, whether you're sketching, using binoculars, just looking up with your eyeballs, it doesn't matter. I think it's all about just enjoying the night sky in whatever way you can. I'd like to just mention, you mentioned about finding things. Well, if you don't want to go to a smart telescope, but you need some help finding things, then the Celestron Star Sense range are fantastic. They let you, there's one here, the StarSense Explorer, and then one here, the LT80 StarSense Explorer. They let you use your mobile phone to sit on top of the telescope and help you find objects. So if finding objects is something that puts you off, that can really help. But you are still using it visually. You're still looking through the telescope, which I know a lot of people like to do, especially when they're just getting started.
Great. Okay, Grant. Well, I know the First Light Optics website is absolutely full of brilliant gift ideas, both for yourself, because you need to treat yourself at Christmas, and for the stargazer in your life. What else have we got?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So if you've already got your telescope, or you're buying for somebody else, and you're looking for something a little bit smaller, a stocking filler, we do have some astronomy Christmas gift guides on our website, and these are divided up into different price brackets. This is well worth thinking about as a nice little stocking filler, the Philips Stargazing 2025 book. It gives you a month-by-month guide to what's happening every month next year from an astronomical point of view. So where the planets are, moon phases, potential comets, all of that kind of stuff is in there. So it's a really nice little stocking filler. Red light torches are always nice little stocking fillers and very, very popular, as are the planetariums. My favorite is the solar can. I don't know if you've talked about the solar can on here before. It's well worth getting him on, the guy that invented this, to come and talk.
Yeah, the pinhole camera that you put outside and literally leave it for 6 months, and it takes amazing images of the sun tracking across the sky for 6 months or a year. And when you develop it, it's got the most amazing, trippy images in it.
Very cool. It gives you some really nice artwork at the end of it, and it's very easy to use. You don't need to worry about how you develop it and stuff. It's just a great little present. The other one that we always recommend to beginners is Turn Left at Orion. It's the best book for beginners. It shows you how to find deep sky objects, what they're going to look like for a telescope, loads of tips and tricks how to get started. So a great present for a beginner. And then some of my favorites are the meteorites. Actually, I think they make a really special gift, a really nice present for people, and just something a little bit unexpected. So if somebody's interested in astronomy, they just make a lovely little present. So that's our gift guide. We have one for kids as well, with some great little presents for children. That's well worth a look at. My favorite on here is the Celestial Buddies. So my kids really like the Polaris A and B, but they also really liked the Comet, and I think I'd say that's probably my favorite as well, which is a little. So the Celestial Buddies, they have little teddy bears in a whole range of astronomical objects, planets, comets, and each one has a little tag on it with a load of information about that object as well. So they're quite educational. I'm a big fan of the sun, which is very, very cool. So again, there's a whole bunch of stuff on here if you want to have a look through. Some really good ideas for presents. And if you need any help, then we're always on hand for any questions people might have.
Yes, and that's one of the things, Grant. I know your team will really help asking questions about needs and budget, and really help you to hone in on the correct equipment to delight the stargazer in your life.
Absolutely. And what I was trying to stress in this is there is a telescope for every budget, and you can get a really good starting point just by buying from a specialist retailer, making the correct choice, and getting the help you need to get you started. And we're here for you every step of your astro journey. And happy Christmas.
Yeah, Grant, I'm going to try. My software has got a funny little glitch on it where I'm trying to just close this screen and it's not giving me the option. So if I click you, it might make you go away as well. So I'm going to try this. If both of you disappear, I apologize, and Merry Christmas. But if we come back, I want to talk to you about what your ideal. Oh, it's gone. Oh, you closed it there. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
It catches me out every time this software does. It changes every time they update it. And it's like, because I don't have a production team, I'm doing it all on my own. Sometimes Cosmo helps. Grant, you must be very hard to buy a present for. What would you like off your website?
Well, do you know what? It's really bad, but the thing I wanted was the whole set of Celestial Buddies, and I now have it. I have a black hole with every Celestial Buddy, and it's so good for outreach. Otherwise, the things I really like are the meteorites. I think they're a really nice gift, and I've got a nice little growing collection myself. So they're a really special thing to have, and then trying to understand the story behind that particular meteorite, where it is found. That's what I kind of enjoy about the meteorites is holding it and just thinking about where it's come from and how it got here and who discovered it. They're very special.
Yeah, when you hold a meteorite and connect with it, it's like just, I don't know, it's a very profound feeling. If you let, it's a very good little thought exercise when you hold on to a meteorite that you're wearing as a piece of jewelry.
Yeah, similar to be honest, similar for me to looking at Saturn or looking up at the night sky. Is that it sort of puts you in your place in the universe.
Yeah, I definitely need putting in my place. Grant, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for everything in 2024.
Thank you. Happy Christmas.
Yeah, happy Christmas. Mince pies. Oh, going to have some astronaut food in a little bit. I'm having a one girl Christmas party, like trapped up in space on my own, and all I've got is astronaut food. So it's been a pleasure, Grant. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Great stuff. Thank you so much for Grant. Right, the comments are flooding in. Let's see who we got. How's me sound? Is me sound all right? I think everyone else can hear me. Let's have a look here. Who has been commenting on the show? If you're just joining us, please drop a comment into the comment section on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll chat with you. It's interactive. Let's have a look. We've got Ron based in Cumbria. Hello there, Ron. We've got Brenda Delorey. Hi from Brenda and Tim in Stafford. Sunny old Stafford. I used to work for Signal Radio. Cath is in Shropshire. Coming up to you in a minute, Cath. Cath, I'd put this comment up before, but it's worth reiterating. The Sea Star is absolutely amazing. It was my first smart telescope, the Sea Star. It's like the gold standard of brilliant, affordable-ish smart telescopes, of course, all available through the First Light Optics website. We've been dropping the links into the comments, so have a look around there, go through the links, and you will see all of the great Christmas gifts that Grant just mentioned. So who else have we got? Cath loves the celestial buddies. The comet is so cute. Yeah. Right then. What have we got coming now? Thank you for that, Grant. So, also coming up now, we have got more Christmas shopping ideas. So, this beauty that I was making yesterday as the tail end of Storm Dara was pounding the UK, I was in doing some wholesome craft, and we're going to come to what this is and where you can get it from very, very shortly. So I'd like to introduce you to our new show sponsor. It's Dr. Sarah Crick from Mission Astro, where education meets adventure. What a great mission statement, where education meets adventure. From watching twinkling stars against an ever-stretching black canvas to exploring monstrous, mysterious black holes, every human with a love for space finds adventure and purpose at Mission Astro. Their workshops, stargazing and talks inspire audiences of space-curious students to look at their surroundings in a different way and to challenge perceptions. So they've also got educational resources and STEAM kits, which we'll come to in a minute. These allow educators to bring some Mission Astro sparkle to the classroom and parents to majorly upgrade the family activities. So they've got space-themed online courses, the perfect way for students to blast off into the vast universe with their feet planted firmly on Earth. So how did this come to be? Let's find out. We're going to go down, discover. This is my video that I made yesterday of me creating my ice giant. Yeah. So today I'm doing something I've never done before, a mosaic from Mission Astro. It's the ice giant one. Nicely packaged. It didn't arrive in one piece, which is exactly what you would want for a mosaic. So I'm going to get on with the unboxing and then we're going to make it. Look, it's an ice giant. It's beautiful. And it's going to suit the decor of our flat so nicely. So let's get into it. Mosaic tiles. I don't believe I've ever handled mosaic tiles before. Got a little thing of glue. Got the instructions. Beautifully printed here. And you can see that there are several in the set to collect. These are going to look so nice on the wall here. I can already feel the mosaic kicking in the soothing, crafty parts of my brain the sorting and the problem solving and the dexterity, just the kind of activity for a stormy, blustery, wintry Sunday afternoon. Certainly beats sitting on my phone for 6 hours just going like this. Anytime.
Right, I've sorted my tiles out. Everything's set up. There's the reference picture and the QR code for the digital resources. Let's go.
This is great. Silence has fallen as I apply the mosaic. And my breathing is slowing down and my concentration levels are up. Yeah. Right, let's keep going. It's coming on really nicely. Or should that be icely? Sarah at Mission Astro is on a mission to bring art and astronomy together, and having spoke to Sarah quite a few times lately, I can tell you this mosaic kit and all the other fantastic kits from Mission Astro have been a real labour of love. It would be fantastic if you could support her endeavours.
Hey, it's finished. I'm very happy with that. It's beautiful. Give it a day to dry and it's going straight on the wall. Wonderful stuff. Thank you, Mission Astro.
So I finished this yesterday and it turns out I've actually glued my tiles on back to front, and they should all be nice and smooth, but these ones with the little ridges on, which I thought were actually the winds and the strata and the bands of features on the planet. No, I've actually done it a little bit wrong, but don't you think it looks really good from a distance, doesn't it? It's really, really nice from a distance. So that is going to go on the wall. I'm delighted with that. I've never done a mosaic in my life. It's really, really cool. Right, let's meet Sarah from Mission Astro. Where is Sarah gone? Diddly-dee. Come on, where's my Sarah interview? There we go. Here she comes.
Thanks so much for having me on the show. I'm so excited to be here. I am such a fan of Go Stargazing. I'm Dr. Sarah Crick and I'm a space educator based in Hampshire. I own a company called Just Good Science Limited, and under that banner we have a brand called Mission Astro where we make lots and lots of cool content for everybody about astronomy. I have a PhD from Cambridge in astronomy and I'm a fully qualified teacher. So I combine those two skills to teach as many people or excite as many people about space as I possibly can get away with. We do stargazing events for our local community. So in Hampshire, and now we're moving out to Warwickshire, we do an event where the public can come. They have a lecture from me about some exciting thing to do with space. Our last one was traffic lights for satellites, where I talk about rules of the road for satellites and what we're doing now space is getting more busy. And then the next one is about black holes, because everybody loves black holes. And then the one after that, I'm actually going to go and talk about how to escape the Earth and can we get to the next star. In the events, I also partner with Jordan from Go Stargazing, and he comes along with his huge telescopes and he sets up outside because we always have this beautiful viewing area in our venues, and he sets the scopes up, and you know, everyone from tiny to tall gets to see something through the telescope. Well, about 100 people normally come to our events each time, so yeah, they're going really well. So if you're in the local area, do check that out if you fancy coming to an event. We also have workshops in schools, so we see any kids from their like tiny reception children all the way to huge sixth formers that tower above us. Yeah, we go in, we've got something for everybody. We love going into schools and inspiring kids about space. It's just one of the most, you know, amazing things to do. They've got such insightful questions. We have online courses on our website for you to check out if you want to do some, you know, peaceful, independent learning to do with space. And we have just launched some STEAM kits with collaborators, local collaborators to us. These are they're so unique. You basically are combining art with astronomy and making something really special. So I'm really excited to tell you about those. In the last year or so, I've been so excited about exploring art. I've come from this really mathematical, science-driven background. In uni, it's all about the maths of astronomy. PhD, I was coding constantly, never really thinking about the way anything looked that I was actually doing. And it's just the way that you think about art in society, or art and science in society, is they're just so different from each other. But the more I think about it, the more I think they need each other to come together synergistically and make each other better to help us understand the world around us. So as me and my collaborators were going through the process of making our STEAM kits, we came up with this little phrase, and it's basically that science helps us understand the world and art helps us bring that understanding to life. And I couldn't agree with that more, because we need these people in the space industry that have got these artistic, creative brains. Number one, to try and explain what our data is showing us to the general public, because if we don't explain things to the general public and excite them about it, then what use is anything, really? We need to take everyone along with us, and art is just this beautiful visual way of, our brains love to see it, to imagine it, it helps us explore it and understand it. And so basically, I think art and science, when you get those two combined, you're really onto a winner. The astronomy event I am most looking forward to in December is the Geminids. Like every year, it's the Geminids. So you've got to wait for the peak, and on the peak, you literally grab your friends, grab your family, go to a field, lie down on a blanket, and just literally stare at the sky. You don't need any special equipment. The only thing that I consider to be an essential is hot chocolate, and if you're feeling very, very eccentric, which I generally tend to, I love some chips and gravy to accompany my stargazing evenings from my local chippy. So my chips and gravy, my hot chocolate, and my blanket, and my friends, and just sit there and just watch the meteors fly by. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Vicky. I've so enjoyed speaking to you. As a little treat for your Go Stargazing viewers, if you want to buy any of our STEAM kits as a Chrissy present for any of your relatives, we have got a discount code running on our site until the 15th of December. That is Go Stargazing 10, where you get 10% off any of our STEAM kits. I'm so excited to see if any of you want to buy them, try them. I want people to get in there and enjoy them. I have never been good at art in my life. I'm a numbers girl. And actually this year I have just seen myself and people around me really enjoy space more by getting into the art as well. The maths is important, I'm not going to lie, but the art is definitely bringing that power punch, which is basically fueling people to want to learn more about space.
Hey, right, software's been glitchy tonight. Let's thank you so much for that, Sarah. Remove from studio. There we go. She's gone. Now, I've spoken multiple times to Sarah over the past couple of weeks, and I can tell you these mosaic kits and the glass kits and the art kits have been an absolute labour of love for her. So it's her new venture. They've only just launched in the past couple of weeks, literally launched. Please support a brilliant little independent astronomy business. And get a few of these in and delight the stargazers in your life. Right. Okay. Oh, yeah. And the discount code, if you want to click on the link through to Mission Astro, it's there in the comments. Right. What's going on in the chat? It's not loading is what's going on with it. Oh, I'm going to just... My chats have completely disappeared, so I might as well have some astronaut ice cream to see if they're going to load up. Where have they gone? I can't see where... Right, okay. Maybe I need a new computer. That'd be nice. Father Christmas, please bring me a new iMac. Right, I'm going to open this. My friend gave it me. I don't know where you can buy this from. Jodrell Bank, maybe? Oh, hello. Right. I've had this before, but when I was very, very young. So let's see what it's like. I've seen these Bonbons. You remind me of bonbons. Do you remember them? They clash with my lipstick. Whoa, that's got a lot of strawberry in it. Ooh. These are going to keep me awake, aren't they? Oh. Yeah. Oh, they kind of like taste like ice cream, right? I'm sorry. I've not got a good poker face at all. One of my downfalls is I can't hide my... I just can't hide anything on my face. Right, my chats aren't loading, so I don't know what's happening there. What a shame, but thank you so much, Sarah Crick. And yeah, support brilliant little Mission Astro there. We're now going to go over to Cath from... Excuse me. Don't buy that. Maybe it's gone stale. I'm sorry. I'm having a moment. Says I've got a comment. Let's have a look. My comments aren't loading. New comments. Oh, they come down. Seems not yummy. Yeah. Discus Salto. What a great name. Is that your real name? Seems not yummy. Okay, we're going to go over to Cath Adams from the Society for Popular Astronomy. She's president of Wolverhampton Astro. She also helps out Grant and the team at First Light Optics with smart scope reviews. Cath, here she comes. Hey, he's here!
He's here. I've managed to get hold of him. I've managed to prise him off my aunt's lap for a few minutes. Good evening, Vicky. Good evening, everyone. Say hello, Billy. No, meow, maybe not.
Meow, meow. Let's give him a close up. How can I do?
Oh, Billy. Try to smile, Billy.
Cats can smile though, can't they? They can really turn the mouth up when they're happy, can't they?
He does occasionally. He does occasionally. I mean, he is happy, but I think he's just got a naturally grumpy face, really. So, it's one of those. So I'm going to let him just jump down before he disconnects the computer. So,
go. Cath is frequently posting pictures of Billy, and he seems to like your telescopes, doesn't he? He sits by you when you're stargazing.
He does. He absolutely particularly loves the smart scopes. The Dobsonian that's behind me, he will sit with that, but he's fascinated by the movement of the smart scopes. I have to say he was a bit alarmed by the Sea Star at first because that talks to you, as you know, doesn't it, Vicky? So I had to mute the audio because he'd sort of like jump a little bit. But I think his favourite is the Vespera. I think because that's white and black, so he really likes the Vespera. But he will sit with them for hours. He will sit with them for hours, honestly. He's my little guard of the scopes.
I do believe that I actually know who Discus Salto is. Hoo-hoo. I think he's one of my lovely friends in disguise. Are you my friend in disguise? Or is it just a complete random person off the internet? So hopefully we're going to play Billy's little song in a minute, Cath. If he gets back on your lap, we'll play his song. Now, we played the song last time, but it's definitely worth cracking out again because it's a banger.
Gonna come watch your song.
Oh, should we play it for it? We'll play it for him after you've done your piece, Cath.
Okay, yes.
Billy's song.
He's climbing on the job at the moment.
Have you ever had astronaut ice cream?
No.
No.
I can't say you sold it to me very well, Vicky. And
I will eat anything. And I tell you what, Cath, the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life was a mince pie and hummus butty. And it didn't work, but I will combine anything and eat anything. So if it's making me pull a face, then maybe it's
yeah.
And it also clashed with my lipstick. Cath, you're so in the know about what's happening in the sky. What have we got coming up in December? Now, let me just set the scene. It's the darkest month of the year, and we're all together with our families. And astronomers are the only people I know who get excited when the nights start to draw in, because it means that we've got astronomical darkness and they can get the telescopes out. And because summer isn't great for stargazing, but winter nights,
absolutely. I think you've just sort of said what I was going to begin with. Really, we are now in the winter nights. We're in December. It's getting dark so much earlier. We're heading towards obviously the solstice on the 21st, when we get the shortest day, longest night. So this is an ideal time of year for everybody, but I think it's a particularly ideal time for families and with young children. Obviously, it's getting darker earlier, so getting children outside to stargaze is not going to interrupt their sleep pattern too much. There's lots of things to be seen early in the sky. So I think, and for me, it brings back childhood memories of when I first started. I mean, I was tiny. I was a toddler when my dad used to take me out in the garden. And I always remember that was in winter because it was before my bedtime. So now is the time really to get everybody involved. And well, this month is an absolute treat. We've got so many things to look out for. Sarah, in her fantastic video, did mention one of the absolute highlights that's coming up in the next week, the peak of the Geminid meteor shower. Now, the peak is round about the 14th, 15th. So probably any time from Friday through to Sunday is really ideal time to view the Geminids in terms of the amount of meteors that we will see. A slight caveat with that is that unfortunately this year we do have a full moon. The moon, of course, is beautiful. It is the full moon on the 15th of December, and that's actually known as the cold moon. But on the other side, if you're looking for Geminids, unfortunately the full moon will slightly impact how many you will see, just because the moon is so bright, as we all know, in the sky. But the Geminids is definitely one to look out for. And I'm just going to have to let Billy out the room. He's scratching the door. Can you hear him? He's being a typical cat with a tantrum. Just one moment.
Billy, he's going to miss his song. Right, I've had a second piece of the astronaut ice cream. I remember years ago, the one that we got from Jodrell Bank was really, really lovely. But I'm not so sure about that.
No, well, I may try it one day. Save me a piece, Vicky. Save me a piece, and I'll give it.
I'm going to blame it on my friend who bought it for me. She's probably had it on a shelf for a couple of years. But if I was on the ISS and knew that was my dessert, I think I'd be wanting off there.
Yeah, but think of the views if you were on the ISS. I think. Do you know what? I might put up with bad food. I might. I think I might.
Those poor astronauts and all the other tribulations that they've got to go through. So yes, we've had the Geminids. Cath,
the Geminids. So
oh my gosh, and I can't impress enough. Like I remember years ago, I took my boyfriend on a surprise trip to see the Geminids, and I said to him, the brief was, "We're going to be outside. It's a surprise what we're going to be doing. Put on more clothes than you've ever wore in your life." And then we went up to the top of Holyhead Mountain, which is very, very cold. Yes. So, more wrap up.
Absolutely. That is absolutely key. And I think for anything that you're doing, but particularly meteor showers, because you may well be out there for several hours, make sure you've got your hot chocolate. Also, a little tip, if you're wanting to use your phone when you're outside, make sure you change it to the red screen, because that's really important, so as to not to disturb your vision, because the bright white lights will affect your eye, dark sky adapting really. So that's a really key point to make about that. So yeah, so that's the Geminids. Fingers crossed for the weather and clear skies for that this weekend.
Oh yeah.
What else is there this month? Well, there's so many things really. I've mentioned the full moon. We've also got lots of beautiful planets visible. I've had quite a few friends message me saying, Cath, what's this that I've took a picture of? That is excellent.
That's my best attempt.
So that slightly represents Saturn, which is visible in the sky at the moment, as is Mars. Mars is the one that looks slightly red in colour. Not to be mistaken by one or two of the other stars that look red, but Mars is there. But the two really key planets, I think, for this month that I get really excited to see are Venus and Jupiter. Yeah. Now, Venus is absolutely gorgeous at the moment. So what you're wanting to do is be looking southwest in the early evening sky. And Venus is super, super, super bright. You will see what looks like a super bright star to the naked eye, because obviously the planets, you don't see the detail with the naked eye. You need one of those fabulous telescopes from First Light Optics to actually see the detail. But Venus is absolutely gorgeous. The other night it was there hanging in the sky with a crescent moon. But actually Venus is actually going to be at its best towards the end of the month. New Year's Eve, I believe, around about 1 hour after sunset. It's going to look absolutely incredible in the sky. And the other planet that I mentioned, Jupiter. So Jupiter, whilst Venus will be setting in the evening sky, Jupiter is rising. So that's rising kind of from the east side of the sky. Jupiter is gorgeous. So again, absolutely super, super bright. If you've got a telescope, it's great for viewing through the scopes, and you'll see the Galilean moons. Even with a really small scope, as Grant was saying earlier, you will see the little Galilean moons and some band detail on Jupiter. So that's another fantastic one to look out for. moving from planets, the winter skies, the constellations, it sees the return of my absolute favorite from childhood, Orion.
Oh, he's pretty handsome, isn't he?
Yeah, he is majestic in the skies, the hunter rising. And what I really like about Orion, as you watch rising in the sky, is that actually when you look at the constellation, you can actually quite clearly see, looks like the figure of a person, a hunter. Whereas I think some constellations might be a little bit,
I say, like every single constellation doesn't look like what it's meant to. Orion's the only one who's bossing it.
Absolutely, that would be my agreement. I think there's something called artistic license that might come into it with some constellations. If you look closely, you can see where they get the names from, but Orion is a really obvious one. So what I would be saying to any families, any kids, is get out there and look for Orion. And obviously, as we progress through December, through into the winter, Orion is rising earlier. And just looks absolutely magnificent. If you can see it as it's coming over the horizon, when you see the first couple of stars coming over. And of course, in the top left-hand corner of Orion, you've got the beautiful star Betelgeuse, however you wish to pronounce it, is what I always say. That's the very red star, the left shoulder of Orion. You've got his wonderful belt, which is the 3 stars. If I get these names right, it'll be a miracle. Alnitak, Alnium, and
Mintaka.
So that's your belt stars, and then dropping down from there is the sword, and sort of in the middle of the sword you've got a fuzzy area, and you can, if you've got good eyesight, you can make that out with the naked eye in good skies. Obviously you don't see the detail in pictures, but that is M42, the Great Orion Nebula. And if you've got binoculars, even if they're only little bird spotting binoculars, it's well worth a look, particularly at that through the binoculars, because I think that's one of the real highlights of the sky that really, for me, stands out through binoculars. And I remember seeing it through my dad's quite small old army binoculars, to be honest. So I think that's an absolute favourite. Another favourite for me, constellations, is Cassiopeia, the seated queen, the W in the sky. So that's another great one if you're wanting to get the kids involved, or anybody, any age involved. If not been out and looked up, you're looking for a W quite high in the sky. And that is Cassiopeia, the seated queen from mythology. I believe was she the mother of Andromeda? I'm trying to remember back. I'm not great on it, and there are many different stories in mythology, but Cassiopeia is a great one to see, and it's home to many fantastic nebulas, such as the Bubble Nebula, the Pac-Man Nebula. If you get one of those smart scopes for Christmas, you can soon find that with very, very sea star, super duper easy. Punch it in and away it goes, and there's some beautiful sights to see. There are many other constellations I could recommend, or asterisms. I think we all know the Plough. The biggie. The Big Dipper, if you're from the other side of the pond. That's another really great one to get children to be looking out for. Go and say to your kids, go find me the saucepan in the sky. That's a really great activity to go and do. And you'll find most people can identify and find that quite easily.
My mum could find it. When's Father Christmas coming over, Cath?
Well, I was getting on to Father Christmas. I'm almost trying to save the best for last. So December, we'll see the International Space Station return to our skies in the morning. So the morning passes, they're quite early in the morning, but Christmas Day, if you're up early, let's face it, who isn't up early? Who is not up early?
Well, that's so true, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm going to say to you, if you've got clear skies, look outside round about 7:30, just after 7:30 in the morning. You might just see flying home. Delivering. So, and there are lots of apps out there that you can use to find the times of things like the International Space Station passes, moon phases, etc. And of course, we have our fantastic Go Stargazing app, which will help you to locate events in the country, stargazing events, your local Astro Society, where you can get more advice if you're really wanting to take the hobby seriously. So that is the absolute highlight that's coming up.
That's
really
so good. There's a lot happening. It's a busy old sky up there. Now, is Billy there?
Is Billy there? I can go and see.
Go
if
on,
you
get
can
him. He's going to play a song. It's worth digging out the song. I mean, you know.
Dig out the song. I'm just going to shoot and see if I can find him, but he might have gone outside to find his girlfriend, but I'll have a look. I'm not joking.
We'll be after Billy's song, we'll be here with Captain Neil of Go Stargazing. He's going to probably be telling us about all the fantastic, amazing. Oh, is it right? Okay, quick, get him before he gets restless. Let's switch off that banner and play his little song. Right, Billy. Billy. Right, this is the song, Billy's song from last time. It's are you ready, Billy? Because he's the most disapproving cat, isn't he? He doesn't like it when you go away. That's the thing, isn't it?
Oh, no, don't mention going away. Ooh.
Right, Billy, here's your song. Billy says don't be silly. Billy says don't be daft. An astronomer's cat who belongs to Cath. When she goes away, she feels his wrath.
Don't ever leave me on my own again.
He was dancing then.
He was. Oh, say thank you, Vicky.
Meow, meow, meow. Thank you, Billy. I feel I've got an affinity with Billy. Cath, it's been a pleasure. And I'll be speaking to you sometime after Christmas. And thank you for that lovely report on all the beauty and wonder that is about to appear
very welcome
over our heads. Hey,
absolutely. Merry Christmas to you all from me and Billy. He's coming back to say bye-bye again. Oh, there he goes.
I'm just admiring the way my bingo wings blend into the background here.
I love the top. We love the top, don't we?
Thank you. It's getting old. It's getting old and bobbly now. Sad times. Need some new gear. Bye, Cath.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Oh, bless little Billy. Thank you, Cath. She's the president of Wolverhampton Astro. Oh, special shout out to Manchester Astronomical Society. I went there the other day and did Sonia Turkington's exceedingly difficult Christmas quiz. Some of those questions, never seen anything like it in my life. Right then. So a little bit of astronomy news here. Some great news for the Scottish, lingering Astro ice cream flavour. The Scottish Dark Sky Observatory has finally got a new home. 3 years after the previous observatory was destroyed by fire, the new facility will be built on the existing Clattering Shores Visitor Centre site in the heart of the Galloway Dark Sky Park. Yes, overlooking the loch. The new £1.5 million venue will include a publicly accessible astronomical observatory with 2 domes. Wow, check you out with your 2 domes. And a new visitor centre with a cafe and exhibition space. Follow their Facebook page for updates. That's absolutely fantastic news. And I'm sure Captain Neil here, head of Go Stargazing, is going to have so much more information on that. Captain Neil.
Hello there. Good evening.
Hey, how are you doing, love?
Yeah, really good. Very good. How's you?
I'm really well. You can tell I love doing this. It's very beneficial to my life doing Go Stargazing. It makes me happy to chat with all the Go Stargazers, Neil.
And you even get to taste this special astronaut food as well. How about that?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hopefully they've got other stuff on the menu. So have you been on any amazing travels lately, Captain Neil?
A visit to Swindon to see my family is as exciting as it's been recently. But that was nice. That was a Christmas visit, but nothing more special than that, unfortunately.
It's like normally you're like seeing record-breaking aurora or something, aren't you?
I must admit, I just chose this little virtual background, with the aurora when we saw it with my friend Will up in Iceland a couple of months ago, and kind of given a bit of a flutter just remembering being underneath this wonderful display of aurora. It was really cool.
You looked out there. So have you going to be visiting the Scottish Dark Sky Observatory?
I'm so excited about that news because they've been, I think it must be years in the making. They were looking at different locations and they've set on a location just near Clattering Shores Lock. So this visitor centre that's there at the moment is going to be turned into an observatory. It's looking towards the north. They'll be looking over a lake, okay, or the lock rather. And they'll have fabulous dark skies up there. So I can just imagine maybe getting some photographs, some star trails of the North Star, and all of the stars reflected in the lake as well. That would be pretty cool.
Okay, now this is the Christmas shopping special, and on the Go Stargazing website, we've got a brilliant selection of recommendations. You can stargaze from England's highest waterfall under the dark skies of the Brecon Beacons, from Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland, or a private stargazing session with experienced astronomers as your guide. Tell us more, Captain Neil.
So they're a little list of organisations and businesses and individuals even that offer sort of private stargazing events and stargazing vouchers. So I'm just going to dig out a link so that you might share it. So they're all independent organisations that offer this, and obviously they make for an excellent Christmas present. I've put that in the chat.
Let's have a look here. Let's see, how can we get this on the
screen? Out of the chat. That's the link to the experience vouchers. But
okay, so this is going to be, it's on the Go Stargazing website, but it's also in the comment here. There we go. Look, I mean, you can't click on the link when it's on the screen, but you can click on it when it's in the comments. So experience vouchers. Yeah.
I'll stick it in the Facebook, on the Facebook event as well.
That would be really good. Now, really cool, nobody has got any excuse to get anybody who likes the sky a rubbish present. Really, yeah? Do you know what I've asked for Christmas? Just realised what I've asked for. I need to up my game. I've asked for a draft excluder.
Oh, wow.
We've got a big gap under the door. The builders just forgot to put the strip on, right? And we've got a towel under the bottom of it, and it looks so messy. And I'm like, maybe we could get a nice novelty draft excluder. And in hindsight, maybe I think I'd prefer a stargazing experience, or a mosaic kit, or a telescope from FLO. What are you going to be getting for Christmas, do you think, Neil? What are you asking for?
I'm not sure. I kind of like Santa to surprise me. I don't wish for anything, I must admit. So anything would be a pleasant surprise. I don't know. Maybe I might wish for some more clear skies next year, because the weather's been like, it's been a bit pants. That's a technical term that astronomers use, by the way. Hopefully we all get some more clear skies over the next year. It's my 50th orbit of the sun next year as well. So I'm hoping the weather's going to cheer up.
Oh yeah, did I see something about a Go Stargazing festival in February?
Oh, I'm kind of got my eye on maybe doing a festival, like a family-friendly stargazing festival, like a weekend around mid-August.
Oh, right, okay.
Around the Perseid time. That will be my little Go Stargazing festival. But I think what you might be referring to is the Yorkshire Dales and the North York Moors Dark Skies Festival.
Oh, that's great,
There's quite a few stargazing festivals in February. As well as National Astronomy Week, which is 8th to the 14th of February, I think. So there's loads going on, especially in February. But I mean, I just had a little quick look at the weather forecast, and this weekend on Saturday, it's looking at the moment to be reasonably clear skies. Obviously, it's early days; it's another 5 days away. But if it is clear on Saturday, then I would thoroughly recommend people just look up their nearest stargazing event. There's about 50 events this weekend.
50 events, and these are all on the Go Stargazing
there's
app.
Quite a few Geminids observing events, and quite a few observatories are opening for the Geminids. But what would be really cool to look out for is Jupiter through the telescope. If you can go and have a look at Jupiter over the next coming weeks, it's looking really quite spectacular at the moment.
He really is so bright, and I keep thinking, is that the space station or an aeroplane? Jupiter is unbelievably bright and beautiful at the minute. All things bright and beautiful. Okay, well, Go Stargazers, we really hope that we have given you plenty food for thought. Ice cream for astronauts. No, food for thought with the gifts. It's a telescope from First Light Optics, steam kits from Mission Astro. There's so many lovely gifts to get the Go Stargazer in your life, but maybe skip the astronaut ice cream. Thank you so much to everybody who commented in the chat room. Thanks to Cath. Thank you, Neil. And thank you to Grant from First Light Optics. It's time to go now. I've got to pull the studio down and just go back to normal everyday life, Neil. It really is a wrench. I could do this day in, day out, really.
I know you could. You do a great job. It's been a great show. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's say goodbye to Neil. See you soon, Neil.
Okay,
bye.
cheerio.
Bye. Bye, everybody. All we want for Christmas is clear skies and a nice bright comet too. I remember years ago when I was at it might have been Southport Air Show, and the parachute jumpers were going to jump, but they could only do it if they had a patch of clear sky to jump through the clouds or something like that. Does that sound right? Not a parachutist. But everybody in the crowd had to hope and like pray and cheer for a patch of clear sky. And we all yelled at the sky, and this tiny little spot of clear sky cleared itself, and the parachutes came down in when they do that ring skydiving formation. So maybe if we all concentrate really hard, we might actually just give us 10 seconds, visualize clear skies for Christmas. Come on, give us some fabulous, beautiful clear skies. Put that intent there. And you never know, you might get a little patch of clear sky over your head to see the Geminids and to see Jupiter and to see all our lovely cosmic friends. It's been a great show. Thank you very much, everybody. And I'll see you in the new year. It will be lovely to have you back. So let's say good night.
Good night, stargazers. You've been really amazing. Good night to you. Love from the Go Stargazing crew.
I'm not from Cosmo at all. I wasn't lying when I said I couldn't find him. So he's going to get his little furry bottom. Not allowed to smack anymore. I'm not going to smack his bum at all, am I? I'll just hold him very close to me and shout in his face, "Where have you been, sloth?" Right, I'll probably find him the minute I put all this stuff down. The cosmic microwave backdrop. What lives behind it? The poinsettia, which I've half killed within a week. Poinsettia, more like disappoinsettia. Merry Christmas, everybody. Love from the Go Stargazing crew. We've got one more comment here. Let's have a look. Oh, all right then. Thanks, everybody. See you soon. Oh, Anna's got a beautiful clear sky in Stirling. All right, thank you.